Somehow, I don't get why, I hate Jersey. And I've been here 2.5 years, and somehow I think the Midwest is stupid.
My parents right here, when they were 24, and right before they got married, right before they had me. I'm an econ major and a poli-sci major and a French minor.
My name is Travis Edwards. I'm 2012. That doesn't make any sense. I'm 2012. My class year is 2012. I'm an old major in urban studies and economics, and I'm from Quito, Ecuador.
I'm Mario Sosa, a junior as well. I'm an economics major. I'm from Santo Domingo.
Econ department is not the best. They don't have good prerequisites. They do not require high levels of mathematical math, which they should, and it's very theory based. I just don't think they apply a lot of that knowledge in practice and show what would be the application of that in a real life. Also, just the idea of having 10 credits, that's the requisite for 10 credits in 4 years. That's not very much for a for a major, and well, it just doesn't satisfy me at all. I expected professors, since I knew that there are going to be 20 or so people in the class, I expected professors to be more interested in you on an individual level, and they aren't still. And that should be easy for them, like having 20 people in a class. Even just aren't generally sure when you go and meet the professor, you aren't sure whether he actually or she actually wants to talk to you, or if it's sort of just what they have to do. And as much as we have a great experience, a great possibility to meet them, they also have a great possibility to sort of get our energy, our youth energy, and that we can share with them and our interest in what we are doing. And I'm not sure if all of them use it.
Professors here care about you, care so much about you, and care about you, your personal life, your like what you want to do. They help you out. I've personally felt so welcomed by the professors here and the staff too. Like, they have you over for dinner. When you're here on breaks, they like call you like, "Yo, come, my family's here. Come and join us for like a meal. Like, come here for a Thanksgiving." Like, it's.
And
I feel so welcomed.
What frustrates me very often is that so many Vassar students fail to take advantage of that.
Quite a couple of times I felt like they don't have time for me, and I felt completely unwelcomed in their just their open hours, right? That wasn't good at all.
And the cool stuff that like I can still show up at some professors that like we like in their offices and like
I don't have a class with them. They're not my advisor, but I just go and chill and talk and like.
And they're tight. They're like just.
And like they come to dinner or you go get drinks. Like that's I don't know. That's what's up. Like these are like fucking genius minds, and they're down to like, listen to like
us.
to let you bullshit for a while.
It's so tight. Like it's so
crazy.
tight.
Back home, it's all pre-professional, or at least the vast majority of it. There's a little bit of sociology, philosophy, and poli-sci, but even those are kind of more within the practical realm. If you go to school back, most of my friends who went to my high school, I'm sure Mario can say the same, and even those who came to the U.S. went to business school.
Or engineering or something very technical.
Very practical. And,
In Europe, you are way more, once you begin your university career, people tend to be more aware of what their interest is, and they tend to know what they want to do, or at least they think they do.
The topics I talk to here with a lot of my friends, like when we're actually talking about things, it's harder to find in a sustained way in a large group back home. I can maybe have talk with some of my friends about some things, about like different topics, but like an all-encompassing talk about anything that I can talk. Really, like
people, you can just sit down and just like
talk about
anything.
Talk to
someone about anything, whether it's like theoretical Marxism or like a discussion of I don't know
gardening.
Yeah, like it doesn't like
I love orchids.
Yeah, a lot of people in here are actually really into it, like really studying what they love, and they don't base their choice of classes on what's profitable for their future. They really pursue what they think they love. So that's great. And they also sort of emanate it and like make other people interested because they're so interested, and make their friends interested in these disciplines too, which that was great, very refreshing after not being able to talk to anyone about anything.
I think if I went to Flaxo, which is this like think tank back home,
which is shared all Latin America.
yeah, and sat around there and hung out for a couple days, that would probably be a very similar experience. But just in terms of the kids that I knew, my age.
But Flaxo's not our age. Flaxo's like 40, 50, 60-year-old like hardcore intellectuals.
And like, and kids, I mean, and then there's kids like that here too, and everywhere, and like everywhere in the U.S. And it's not an American thing in any way, shape, or form, but it's simply like the culture that people who come to Vassar have.
Well, being an international student, I can definitely feel the difference of how like the relationships between the people come about back home, and how when I listen to friends at home who are mostly couples already, and they it's just more conventional. You get asked out, and it's just it gets serious very quickly, and people look for, even at our age, it's not the same case in here, people look for serious relationships straight away.
I think in terms of romantic relationships, and this is where my country, is very, very, very different from Mario's homeland, the home country. Ecuador is really, really conservative, especially the region which I'm in, which is the Andes, so it's Quito. But, and particularly in terms of sex or anything along those lines, most kids graduate from high school being virgins. Most kids get married within like 1, 2, 3 years after graduation. It's very different. There is no like concept of a hookup culture at all back home. Like that just doesn't happen. And that's you clearly see, and you laugh because it's clearly very different from what the U.S. is. So I mean, I think this is the funny thing that I'm always surprised when I tell Americans. You're like, what, really? Because I don't know how the whole fiery Latina thing got constructed, because that makes absolutely no sense. It's
in the Caribbean, it kind of makes a little sense.
Makes a little sense. Anyways, point being, the whole world sees American girls as sluts. Period. Like that's just like how it's. You can ask any international student, and they will agree with you. They will back you up. The reasons behind it are like in terms of like sexual liberation and like that whole type of fundamental concept, which is, I think it's a positive thing. But I think I think a lot of international girls, and having talked to a lot of international girls, they're like crazy American bitches. No, yeah, legit. So it's very different. And Vassar may be different in a certain sense than the mainstream U.S. I mean, that's the problem. I don't have like that context.
Okay.
Based on teenage pregnancy rates.
Something that I know shocked us.
Yeah.
Was that like the fact that I can walk around and every girl's gonna be like extremely interesting, engaging, gonna be passionate about something. Like, you know, there's something to that. There's like it's like, I don't want to romanticize it, but there was something to coming to Vassar and just like finding just like so many interesting girls here. It was like, that was pretty amazing.
In terms of romantic relationships, it feels like people here are very confused and very vague most of the time, and I don't think they are knowing. They do not know what they are doing most of the time also, and it's just very confusing. No one is really straight in your face, and it's just, I guess I'm traditionally used to being asked out, and that's not how it goes in here.
Touch is so highly defined as sexual within the U.S. in a really big way, and I know that got me into a lot of trouble freshman year.
It got me into a lot of trouble.
Still does.
Because like killing somebody hello, it's hello.
Yeah, and he can see the thing. He can do that because he goes,
I'm Mario, and then puts his little accent. I do that, I'm just a fucking weirdo.
No, but
No, seriously, and it's like, I'm a creeper, and I'm like, sorry.
And like, I don't mean anything by giving you a kiss hello. It's just a hello. You know what I mean? It's mind fucking that you can like, you wake up in your dorm, right? You take your little shower, you go to these, you don't touch anybody. You get your food, you sit down, you go to class, there's like this notion of personal space, and you're like, I was like somehow bubble, I don't know how that's for, like some kind of sphere around you.
But it's a real, like, literally there's an understanding of personal space. Like, I have my box around me. Back home, you shake hands like 6 times before like anything happens. Like, you shake hands when you see someone there with it, and like
when you're looking around, you're like, there's more touch.
There's just touching. People are touching all the time.
And the fact you can go here like days on end without touching somebody,
crazy.
It's...
I'm not sure to what extent this college is going to prepare me for anything real in the future, and I think in a particular career.
Vassar, I think, has greatly prepared me for being at home. It has, before coming here, I had different thoughts, different ideas, but was not able to articulate and be able to contextualize them as much. And I think I was able to better understand my country after I left it. I was able to contextualize my like first 18 years of living there about it, and basically I do want to go home.
You're not excited to go home?
No, I mean, I just...
I think I know I can't speak of Ecuador. I don't know anything in detail as much as in my country, but my country is a huge, well-developed like intellectual body. It has professionals. It has everything the U.S. has. It has it. So that I'm really excited about. We have universities. We have people who write up ads. We have a well-developed society. And while we might not have as many like peer-reviewed academic journals, we might not have as many little Nobel lotteries. We might not have all these fanfare. At the end of the day, it's a smaller country. It's 10 million people, and I think that I'll be able to be fulfilled.
I believe entirely that I won't be going home within the next 5 to 10 years. Just because in terms of what I want to do, whether it's professionally or in any sense along those lines, there's a lack of a very well developed kind of like, I don't know, intellectual culture where there's a lot, like, I mean, there is, but like it's very small, and it's like there's like a couple think tanks, there's like a couple universities, but it doesn't provide the same like opportunities that the U.S. does. And Mara and I have had this conversation. It's like, yeah, so we never fit in back home in a big way. And there is something to be said about the U.S., that the U.S. does offer, you can find any niche and any group of people which will want to talk about the same things as you, want to do similar things to you, and live a similar life than you. And that's pretty special. I think Americans underestimate how kind of unique that is.